You won't get time back. This is something that people sort of understand but miss. Many people go about their whole lives people pleasing and just going along thinking time will appear in the future and the things they want in the future will appear. It don't work like that. You see that on TikTok in comment sections when sort of these bro posts about being a millionaire, having the dream house, the dream car, and all the comments are like, that'll be me in 5 years, that'll be me in 2 years. And it's like people just presume that'll be them. The harsh reality is that that won't be 99% of people. But people don't think like that, right? People think, oh, if I work really hard, then I get that. No, 90% of businesses fail, right? Or more, much more, probably, when you actually look at the statistics of the amount of businesses that are started in terms of social media type businesses that people set up on TikTok and so on. So when you think about time, people invest a lot of time into things often with no reward. Or often they get a reward, but they forget at the time lost. Like, take, for example, Bitcoin. Think about how long people spend looking at the Bitcoin price when they don't actually need to spend time looking at it, or crypto prices. They could just go on about their life. If it goes up and does well, like it just currently has done, they benefit from that. And they don't have to keep looking. The same as the person who is thinking, okay, I'm going to sacrifice everything for my career, and they're actually sacrificing all the happiness all the time. People don't think about that. Like, entrepreneur is a glorified word today, where people are like, yeah, everyone's Instagram profile is like this CEO of this, CEO of that, this all the countries visited. And it's complete crap, because most people's life habits don't involve the work that involves running a company and so on. They like the idea of it. Now, this isn't just with business. This is to do with sport as well. People in fitness. Oh, I'm going to be a professional in this, right? Okay, many people, some people do, but some people train all their life, get an injury at the end, or give up at the end because it's too hard, or realize they haven't got the genes for whatever they're doing. And life is sacrifice not knowing what's coming. But because you see the winners, the so-called winners that society paints as winners, right? You then think, oh my God, that's possible. Like, that's the reality is no. The reality is not for a lot of things, but the reality is yes for many things. If you work extremely hard, a talented, smart problem solver, you've got a good chance of doing pretty well in life. How well? There's lots of factors, depending on how good you are at problem solving, how unique you are in different ways, and how much you're going to give up and how much you're going to persist, right? Which rules out a lot of people. So if you start thinking about sacrifice and time, you can think about that with the recovery journey too. People come into me all the time that are like, yeah, I've been going to this therapist for like 3 years, been doing a lot of mindfulness stuff. I think it's working. We gel really well, me and her, or me and him. We gel really well. So I just want to keep going with that and see how it's going. And I'm saying, like, yeah, but you haven't made much progress. And for like 3 years, your insights are quite like not that deep. So why are you going to continue with something that you haven't changed much at all, right? And then you think, are they going to change? No, because they're used to the comfort and it feels like they're just about to get there. You've got to be fiercely realistic. Yeah. The OCD recovery journey is filled with false dawns. Many things can feel like you're going to just get there. How many people do I meet that say to me things like, hey, Rob, yeah, I'm working on my company. It's going to be X amount in the next couple of years. Loads. And it never is, right? Because it's easy to have an idea that you think, oh, in the future it will be X, the dot, dot, dot. Or the same with sport goals, fitness goals, career goals, home goals. Think about home goals that people have. We're going to do this loft conversion. We're going to do this thing out the back of a house. It takes years and years, and then it costs them more money than they think, and they weren't happy, right? Things like that, right? So you've got to be very realistic about what you're trying to achieve. You can recover, but you are going to have to put in work, and you are going to have to pivot and change your perspectives along the way. Most won't. I can tell very quickly why people are stuck. I can tell very quickly. I could literally just go through everyone who comes into us and see exactly why that person's still stuck, what work they need to do, how they're improving, why they're not improving, and pinpoint that quite quickly. And 9 times out of 10, it's not putting in the work, coasting, never reading the books, not spending enough time thinking about changing perspectives, and loads of avoidance and mental compulsions. So you need to be fiercely realistic. The recovery journey is a sacrifice. You sacrifice time to work on recovery, but I can tell you the coasting journey sacrifices way more time. You're sacrificing years for nothing because coasting doesn't lead to results. Going to mindfulness sessions for years that are getting nowhere doesn't lead to results. Reading quick OCD tips on social media, thinking that you're going to light bulb moment in 1 second and recover, don't lead to recovery. So like when people say to me about the gym, they say, you know, in the past, I used to write for Men's Fitness, I used to write for Men's Health, I had a column in those. And years ago when I was doing that, right, I was into fitness in a big way, but I wasn't, for example, doing everything perfectly with supplements to get in good shape, right? I was eating a steak, eating salmon, drinking milk. At the time, these are the things I believed to be the best way to get in shape. I was working out where when I used to go to the gym, I used to watch people and think, did people work out in here harder than me? I'm going to literally take myself right to the edge on that, right? People now say, oh, you don't need to work it out to failure and so on and whatever. But I always used to train like that. And that attitude got me good results. And I was in good shape. I was strong. I was fit, right? But, and here's the but, now people are obsessed with all the additional and don't put in the hard work. I go to the gym, I trip over fucking tripods in there. People have got tripods up, taking a selfie on the bench press, calling someone, posing, junk. They should ban tripods from gyms. They should ban selfies from gyms, right? And you go in there and people come to me, young guys, they say to me, not because I'm in amazing shape that people come up to me, but whenever I talk to young people about fitness, and I say young people, teenagers, early 20s, and they say to me straight away, oh, should I take this supplement? Do you think I should take this? And like all the most extreme stuff. I say, you're not even working out 4 or 5 times a week. And I've watched you work out in here. You don't even work out very hard at all. I don't want to hear that. They want to hear all the quick fixes, the easy route, the Instagrammable. When I was training, someone said to me once, a 50-year-old guy, I was asking about supplements at this gym. And he said to me, listen, you go away, you just eat good, and you train like hell for years. You come back and ask me about anything else. And that attitude was what I needed, right? And the problem today is it's all about the other stuff and not about the grind, okay? And that doesn't mean hustle culture, get up at 4, work all day, work all day. Trust me, the people that have succeeded the most aren't all grinding 24/7. There's an element of grind, but there's a lot of deep thinking, pivoting, perspective shifts, and so on. So the same comes with training and sports, smart thinking and grind. But if you don't put in any grind, you ain't getting anywhere. And the recovery journey is like that. How many excuses come this time at Christmas? Oh, I've got a lot on with the kids at the moment. Understandable, but it becomes the blanket excuse for everything. Anything anyone says, I've got a lot on with the kids at the moment. I've got a lot on with Christmas. Okay, understandable, but it's pushing everything away. Then, oh, I'll start in January. I want to get my mind right for January. What makes you think you're going to get your mind right in January if you're in December and you haven't got your mind right and you're not taking things in the forefront now? You have got to treat your attitude today as the deciding factor forever. If I wake up some days, I feel a bit tired, I don't really want to do too much today, I'd say that's one day of my life gone, which I just exchanged for, I'm a bit tired, I don't want to do much today. And in the future, I don't want a whole load of those adding up because I know what they lead to, 0. So it's all right to have a couple, but they can quickly start to sink into your patterns and habits of day-to-day life. Take on board what I'm saying. It's a bit of tough love, but it's needed. It's needed in all areas of life, and it's needed with OCD recovery. You can't quick fix it. You got to put in the work. And that means if you're stuck, you're at a plateau, reach out to us, we'll help you. We'll look at that, we'll put in a plan, we'll make changes, steps to change so that you make more progress. But don't just sit there stuck and expect it to get better on its own.